Welcome to the club.
Have you ever looked at that giant brick of a book, War and Peace, and just thought, someday? Well, you're not alone. But what if I told you that everything you need to know, all the huge themes of life, death, love, and war, it's all perfectly set up in just the first few chapters? Today, we're cracking open that intimidating first part and diving right into its explosive opening. So, picture this. It's 1805. Napoleon is on the march, and all of Russia is kind of holding its breath. But in Moscow, the high society party season is going full steam ahead. It's this world of incredible, glittering parties, but right underneath all that glamour, you can feel this tension, this sense that this whole extravagant way of life is about to get completely shattered. And our first stop throws us right into that vibrant, almost frantic energy. We're stepping into a party at the home of the Rostov family. And this place is, well, it's loud, it's chaotic, and it is absolutely bursting with life. This one line, it tells you everything you need to know about this house. Right in the middle of a fancy dinner party, 13-year-old Natasha Rostova just can't help herself. She blurts out the most important thing on her mind, cutting right through all the serious adult chatter. This is a family where feelings aren't hidden. They're shouted across the dinner table. You can almost feel it, right? The air is thick with the sound of music, the shuffle of dancing, and all those urgent, whispered secrets of the younger generation. The Rostovs, you see, they don't just throw parties. They pour their whole hearts into them. It's life turned up to the absolute max. And this is where we meet the real heart of the family. You've got Nikolai, the oldest son. He's this dashing soldier who's also secretly writing poetry for his cousin Sonia. And then there's Natasha, who's just a whirlwind of pure energy, bouncing between her crush on the handsome officer Boris and just being joyfully, unapologetically alive. And walking right into this happy chaos is an absolute force of nature, Maria Dmitrievna. Now, everyone in Moscow society knows her as Le Terrible Dragon, the fearsome dragon, because she has zero time for fake pleasantries. She says exactly what she thinks, and she'll say it to anyone. And boy, does she prove her reputation right away. She spots this awkward, clumsy guy, Pierre Bezukhov, who's just been part of this huge scandal involving tying a policeman to a bear. And yes, you heard that correctly. And she calls him out in front of everyone, tells him to stop messing around and go join the army. Absolutely no filter. But just as the Rostovs are laughing and dancing, Tolstoy gives us this sudden, sharp cut to a totally different scene across town. The contrast is jarring, and it's completely on purpose. We're leaving this world of light and life, and we're stepping into the shadows. We've just arrived at the house of Bezukhov. And in this house, life is not being celebrated. It's fading away. The mood here is heavy, it's quiet, and it feels completely suffocating. And at the dark center of it all is the old patriarch, Count Bezukhov. This guy is one of the richest, most powerful men in all of Russia, and he's dying. He's had a bunch of strokes, the doctors have basically thrown up their hands, and his final hours have begun. And this slide right here, this gets to the absolute core of the entire book. The Rostovs, they represent real, messy, emotional life. The Bezukhovs, their world is all about fakeness, greed, and scheming. This isn't just a story detail, this is Tolstoy laying out his huge philosophical argument about what a truly meaningful life even is. It's a question that's going to echo for the next 1,000 pages. Because, make no mistake, in the Bezukhov house, nobody's really mourning a dying relative. Oh no! This is a cold, calculated war for one of the biggest fortunes in Russia. And absolutely everyone is a player in this grim little game. So on one side, you have the plotters. There's Prince Vasily, the smooth operator pulling all the strings. There's Princess Katish, the count's niece, who feels like that money is hers by right. And then there's Anna Mikhailovna. Remember her from the Rostov party? She's a poor princess, fighting like a bulldog for her son Boris. And stuck right in the middle of it all is our awkward friend Pierre, the count's illegitimate son, who has no idea he's about to become the biggest prize in the whole game. So all of this drama, all the whispering and the tension, it all boils down to one thing, a desperate hunt. They're not just waiting for the old count to die. They are actively looking for a document, a single piece of paper that could change everything. Okay, let's break this down, because it's like a heist movie. The rumor is the count wrote a brand new will, leaving every last penny to Pierre. The problem? Pierre's illegitimate, so legally he gets nothing. But there's a loophole, a letter the Count supposedly wrote to the Emperor himself, asking to make Pierre his official son. Prince Vasily's mission is simple. Find that will in that letter and destroy them. And the hiding spot? A portfolio tucked right under the dying man's pillow. The stakes could not be higher. And of course, in a house full of schemers, nobody trusts anybody. Even as Prince Vasily is trying to get Princess Katich to help him snatch the portfolio, she's already accusing him of plotting against her. The air is just thick with suspicion. Now get this for a scene. While the priests are in the room performing the very solemn, very sacred ceremony of last rites over the dying count, Prince Vasily and Princess Katich literally sneak away. Under the cover of prayer, they go to the deathbed and physically fight over the portfolio under his pillow. It is the absolute peak of greed and disrespect. So what Tolstoy gives us here are these two houses, and each one is like a little miniature version of Russia itself. All these personal dramas of love and money, of life and death, they're all happening with this massive, epic backdrop of history. It's a world on the edge, where one man's final breath feels like it mirrors the possible collapse of an entire nation. But in the middle of all this ugliness and scheming, there is one single moment of pure, heartbreaking humanity. As they're moving the Count, his eyes suddenly find Pierre's face, and for just a second, he looks at his own limp, useless hand, then back up at his son, and this tiny, weak, suffering smile appears on his face. It's a silent moment of connection between a father and the son he hardly even knew. And that leaves us with the one question that's going to power this entire novel. In this clash between the genuine hearts of the Rostovs and the cold, cynical minds of the Bezukhovs, who's actually going to win? Who will truly inherit the future? And that, right there, is the journey of War and Peace.